Hi, thanks for joining me today. This video is going to focus on some poses to help with our stability in our hips and glutes. So our gluteal muscles are very important for hip stability. So we're going to work a little bit on that today. So if you have some yoga blocks, have those handy. If you have something to sit up on, you can sit cross-legged up on a blanket or cushion. If you are comfortable sitting as I am on your heels, if that doesn't work for your ankles or knees, you can take one of those blocks and place it between the heels to help lift the hips up a little bit. Again, if that doesn't work for your ankles or your knees, just sit in a cross-legged position, or you can also do this first part with the legs extended straight out. So your option, make sure you feel comfortable. So settling in to this space, or the space that you're in, feel the weight of the sit bones in connection with your mat or whatever you're sitting on, if that's a blanket, a cushion, or a yoga block. Let your hands rest on your thighs, palms facing up. Widen across the collarbones, lengthen through the crown of the head, let the shoulders relax down. And then either close the eyes if that feels comfortable for you, or just take a soft gaze down. Just think of gazing down past the tip of the nose. And just take a few moments to just let yourself land in the space that you're in today. Notice how your body feels physically. Notice your energy level. Notice any thoughts or emotions, and see if you can just let those outside distractions go so that your focus can be on your body and your breath. And as you begin to notice your breathing, just gently breathe in and out of your nose. Noticing the rhythm of your breath. And then let the breath begin to get a little deeper as you inhale in through the nose. Think of breathing down into the bottom of your lungs. And then as you exhale, make your exhale a little bit longer than your inhale. Think of breathing into all four sides of the torso, the front, the sides, the back. And as you exhale, maintain the length of your spine as you feel the muscles in the front sides and the back of the body contract to help release the breath. And throughout this practice for this video, we'll keep that steady rhythm and flow with our breath. Very gently let the eyes open. So we'll do just a couple short movements or quick movements for the arms and the shoulders to just warm up a little bit. So inhale, float the arms all the way up and overhead. Reach up through the fingertips. Think of the lowest ribs drawing towards the hips, so we keep those core muscles engaged. And then exhale, turn the palms down and float the arms back down by your side. So just some movement here for the shoulders. Inhale, arms floating all the way up and overhead. Good. Exhale. The arms float down. So we'll do that one more time. Inhale, float the arms all the way up and overhead. This time, bring the palms together, interlace the fingers, press up through the palms. As you press the palms up, again, think of the sit bones weighting down. Shoulders relax, lowest ribs again draw towards the hips. Breathing here, engaging those core muscles. Inhaling and exhaling. And then inhale, shrug the shoulders up towards the ears, give a good squeeze. Exhale, release the shoulders, let the arms float down by your side. And let's come to all fours, come to table pose. So if you, whatever you were seated on, you can move that out of the way. If you have some yoga blocks, have them at the end of your mat. If you don't have yoga blocks, a little stool might be something that you want to have today for a little support in a few of our postures. So start in your table pose, wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. Again, lowest ribs draw towards the hips, so we're finding that core engagement. Inhale and exhale. And then as you take your next exhale, round the spine up towards the ceiling, towards the sky, let the crown of the head release down. And then inhale, let the pelvis tip forward, lift the heart and the sternum, take the gaze a little forward and a little up into cow pose. So keep that going with the breath. Exhaling, round the spine to a cat pose, nice flexion here. Inhale, let the pelvis tip forward. So we get this nice extension through the front of the body in our cow pose. Good, one more time, exhaling. And inhale. And then after this next exhale, come back to your neutral position, or as you exhale, come back to neutral position. Curl the toes under. Make sure, again, wrists are right under the shoulders, and lift the knees a couple inches off the mat. Come to a hovering table. Again, really think of drawing those lowest ribs towards the hips. We want to feel that engagement of the core muscles and then the muscles in the legs. Inhaling and exhale. Good, couple more breaths here. Inhale and exhale. And then release the knees down to the mat. Uncurl the toes again, come back to that neutral position to table pose. Press into the top of your left foot and left shin, and then we're going to inhale, lift the right leg up, point the toes of this right foot, reach the right heel towards your hips. So we're keeping the hips level, but think of reaching that heel towards your glute here. Inhale and exhale, so you find that engagement in those hamstring muscles in the back of that right leg. And then as you exhale, we're going to bring that knee forward and we're going to round the spine, but think more of lifting your thigh up towards your chest. So we're getting more, again, work for the hip flexor now in the front of that right thigh. And then once again, inhale. Extend that leg back. So don't go so much into cow pose. Keep more of a neutral position and just think of that movement for the leg. So we're really squeezing that heel towards the glute. And then exhale, again, rounding the spine, bring the thigh towards the chest. And then come back to neutral, let that knee just hover, and then flex that right foot, and then bring that right knee a little out to the side. Now only go as far as you can keep your hips level. So we don't want to lift this way up like so. We want to keep that hip level. Open that out to the side, and think of maybe the heel being a little higher than the knee. And then extend the leg straight out behind you. Sweep the leg over to the left, off the left side of the mat. Press through the heel, lengthen through the crown of the head. Exhale, turn and look over that left shoulder. So you're feeling a nice stretch in the outside of that right hip. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, come back to center. Bring that right leg back in. Take your yoga blocks, or if you have a stool or chair, you can also put your hands there. Place your hands on your blocks. Now step the right foot to the outside of that right block. So our leg is here, and then you're going to turn the toes a little to the outside. So you get a little opening in that right hip. So toes a little to the outside, heel on the mat, lengthen through the crown of the head. Inhale and exhale. And then option, if you would like to open that knee a little out to the side. Again, looks like this, little out to the side, and keep this alignment in your ankle. So we don't want to just roll the ankle over while we're doing that. We want to think of opening up through the hips. You're getting a little stretch through the hip there. Inhale and exhale. Good, now bring that leg back to center. Press into the feet. We're going to inhale, sweep the arms all the way up, come into a lunge. So think of this left hip stacking right over top of that left knee. Slide the right foot back a little bit so you have this kind of 90-degree angle here. So we're keeping more stability. We're thinking of squeezing those inner thighs together. Float the arms all the way up. exhale, bring the hands to a cactus pose. And then straighten the arms behind you, open up through the front of the chest. If it feels okay, you can take the gaze a little up, a little opening through the front of the body. And then inhale the arms back up. Exhale, bring the hands down. You can move your blocks or your stool out of the way. Curl your back toes under, lift the back knee, right leg steps back beside the left, bent knee, downward facing dog. So hands are shoulders distance apart, feet are hip distance apart, knees are really bent, nice length in your spine. Maybe pedal through the feet here a little bit if you'd like. Keep one knee bent, straighten the other leg. Really think of pressing down through that right heel. The heel does not have to come anywhere close to the mat, but just feel that stretch. And then bend the right knee, straighten the left leg. Inhaling and exhaling. Good, one more time each side. And then very gently bring the knees back down to the mat and curl the toes, come back to your table pose. So again, wrist under shoulders, knees under hips. We're going to do that same sequence with the left side. So starting again, curl those toes under, draw the lower belly in, lift up to your hovering table. Inhale and exhale. Again, we want to find that core connection. Inhale and again, strengthening through the hips a little bit, those quadricep muscles, the hamstring muscles. Inhale and exhale. Good. Now release the knees to the mat. Uncurl the toes. As you inhale, we're going to lift that left leg. Again, think of bringing your heel towards your glute. Your gluteus maximus muscle there. Gaze can be a little forward. And then exhale, bring the thigh up towards the chest. So you're really hugging that knee up. Inhale and exhale. And then once again, inhale, extend that leg back. Think of those toes pointing up. Keep the hips level. Exhale, round the spine as you bring that thigh towards the chest. So we're feeling that in that hip flexor, front of that hip crease, and then come back to neutral. Bring that leg out to the side, flex the foot. So again, we're not going so far that we lose the alignment of your hip. If somebody put a yoga block on your pelvis there, would it stay? The knees a little down, the heels a little up, little internal rotation. And then extend that leg behind you, sweep it off to the right side. Lengthen through the crown of the head, turn and look over that right shoulder. Inhale and exhale. Then bring that leg back behind you. Bring that knee down. Find those blocks once again. Hands on the blocks right underneath the shoulder. Step your left leg forward to your lunge. So heel to the mat. Heel maybe a little bit in front of your knee, not back here. But again, either directly under or a little bit in front. Toes turn a little to the outside. Find that nice length through the crown of the head. Press into both feet. And again, if this is enough stretch and sensation for you, stay right here. Or you can open up through that right hip. Again, think of a little external rotation here and make sure that's coming from the hip, not from the ankle. So we're keeping the alignment in the ankle. Inhaling and exhale. Good. Now bring that leg back to center. Press into both feet. Inhale, sweep the arms forward all the way up and then make your little adjustment. Maybe move that block, bring that left foot a little back, make sure it's tracking right in front of this left hip point. And we have this 90-degree angle here and pretty much a straight perpendicular line for the back thigh. So inner thighs coming towards the midline. We're creating that strength in the hips. Inhale the arms all the way up. The lowest ribs draw towards the hips. Make sure you're breathing. Then bend the elbows to that cactus pose. Inhale and exhale. And then release the hands down behind. Lift the heart and the sternum. Maybe take the gaze a little up if that feels okay for your head, neck, and shoulders. And then sweep the arms all the way up. Exhale the hands down on either side of the foot. Move the blocks out of the way, curl the back toes under, lift the back knee, step back to your downward facing dog. Inhale and exhale. Good. Knees can be bent or legs straight, or you can paddle through the feet a little bit more. Inhaling and exhaling. Then bring a little weight into the left heel. Inhale, lift the right leg up. It does not matter how high. Again, think of keeping those hips level. Press through the heel. Think of those inner thighs and those outer thighs engaged. Exhale, lower that right leg down. Inhale, lift the left leg up. Again, keep those toes pointing down. Lowest ribs draw towards the hips. So we're keeping that in alignment. Inhale and exhale. And then release that left leg down. Pressing into the feet, bend your knees, or press into the balls of the feet. Bend your knees, walk your hands back towards your feet. Come to a standing forward bend, back of your mat. Inhale, come halfway up. Lengthen through the crown of the head. Exhale, fold all the way down. Float the arms out to the side. Come all the way up. Bring the palms together. Bring the hands to the heart. Pause here for a moment. Close your eyes as we did when we started, or maybe again, just soft gaze down. Hands to the heart. Find your connection to the earth now through the soles of the feet. Inhale and exhale. And then very gently let the eyes open. So one more little standing sequence here. Again, working a little bit on our hips and our hip movement and some glute and hip stability in the standing leg. So let's start with the right leg as the standing leg. Lift your left heel, bring that leg up. Foot can be flexed or the toes pointed, your option. And then just begin to draw a circle in front with your knee and make the circle the size that you can keep the hips level and square. So you don't want to make it so big that you're losing alignment here. So we're working on, we've got some hip flexion going here. We've got some stability in that glute med and that standing leg. Take the circle, go the other direction. Good. Make sure you're breathing. And then come back to center, straighten the leg, give a little kick, and release that leg down. Come to your mountain pose once again. Inhale and exhale. Find a focal point, and now lift your right heel, excuse me. Left leg, standing leg. Inhale, lift that left leg again. The toes, right leg, the toes can be pointed or flexed. And then same thing, start that circle with that knee. Make sure you're breathing. Good. And then change the direction of the circle. And notice if one side's easier than the other. My other leg is definitely stronger today. Good. And then come back to center. Straighten that leg, give a little kick. Release the leg down, come back to your mountain pose. Let the arms release down by your side. And then gently bring the hands to the heart. Again, close the eyes. Notice how you feel. Notice if you feel maybe a little stronger in the hips and the glutes. Again, very important muscles that help us when we're riding, walking, running, just existing every day. And very gently, as you're ready, let the eyes open. So thanks so much for joining me today. I hope that you enjoyed this sequence, and it's something that you can repeat several times if you want a longer video. Again, just a sequence to kind of take you a little bit through some range of motion and some engagement for those hips and glutes. So thanks for joining me. I hope to see you sometime soon in the saddle or on the mat. Please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, and check out Grey Horse Yoga in the info section below. Thanks. Bye-bye.